Hi there, it's Stephanie, and this is screener number 50. This screener is going to talk about handling job aids and supporting resources in your e-learning courses. So let's just get to it. Here is the articulate published output of an example, a couple examples here to talk about the handling of job aids. So what I've seen recently, and actually for quite some time, is you've got a bunch of links and a bunch of supporting resources that the client needs you to include in the course. And so you don't want to clutter your screen up, of course, so you put them up on the menu and the user can just kind of dig through all these links and find that information. That's one way that we handle job aids. Another way I've seen is instead of putting it in the menu, just putting it right up on the screen and having a big long bullet list, and even with a happy smiley person, it's still a big long bullet list. So I've seen a whole bunch of different treatments of this. I've seen this handled a little bit more graphically. I've seen it where there really aren't any job aids at all. But the point is that these job aids are really important for the end user. It's not just a client requirement that the end user needs to know what these documents are and where they are so that they can do their job when they finish the e-learning course. So it's actually really critical information. And this is usually, all this stuff is usually the stuff that the e-learning course is based on to begin with. So it's really good to not forget these important documents and just hide them away. So with that, considering that, with a recent course I had exactly this problem where there were just a lot of job aids and a lot of information, and the client needed it and the users needed it. So instead of presenting it just in a menu or just in a list, I created a visual representation. And you can see it coming in here. So just some simple animation and a bookshelf background, so it looks like the iPhone or the iPad, and each one of the manuals is one of the documents. So I've just kind of made it so that it's not just a link, it's actually a little document, a little friendlier, more accessible. When you click on the document, a little window pops up and it shows you all the information that shows you that document, and you can continue doing that for each of the documents. And when you're finished, then you would continue on with the course. So it's just a different way to present information. It's simple, and I think it's a really nice touch at the end of an e-learning course just to remind people that there is all the supporting information and help available, and presenting it in a bookshelf format is just a little bit more visually interesting. So let me pop back over to PowerPoint, and I guess I'll exit out of my 50 fireworks spectacular here and go right into the actual slides itself. So to build the slide, it's very easy. I had a bookshelf graphic already that is in my library, but you could build this fairly easily with shapes and PowerPoint and texture fills. And the animations were very simple to put together. They're just fly-in animations for the most part. There's some fly-in, there's a fold animation, and some are flying in from the left, some are coming in from the right. And what I did was I was just conscious of making it so that not everything was exactly the same duration and exactly the same spacing apart. I wanted it to appear a bit more natural, so I staggered the length and the spacing as well as the animation effects. So let me play it back again one more time. You can see that little booklets are coming in different ways and just building that bookshelf, so it's a little more interesting when it animates in as well. Each one of the books was created based on Tom Coleman's notebook template, which is available on his blog post and the Articulate website. And all I did here is I just made it a little bit longer, a bit more narrow to look like a manual, and then I filled the cover with a different color and a different texture just to change it up so that it looked a little bit more visually interesting and colorful. So a good idea at the end of your course to remind your users of what's important for them back at the job and the documentation and resources that they have available. Thanks.